Dear viewers, today we are going to present a very important test for which we received many requests to develop a video on it. And finally, we are here with the determination of total sugar by the Lane-Eynon method. We fragmented the whole test method into 6 steps, such as reagent preparation, sugar standard preparation, sample preparation, blank titration, sample titration, and calculation. To conduct this procedure, we need a balance machine, water bath, hot plate with magnetic stirrer, burette with stand, measuring cylinder, volumetric flask, conical flask, funnel, pipette with filler, filter paper, deionized or distilled water, failing solution A, failing solution B, sodium hydroxide, sucrose, concentrated hydrochloric acid, methylene blue, and phenolphthalein indicator solution. At first, we are going to learn about the preparation of two most important reagents for this test. We can prepare failing solution A by dissolving 34.64 grams copper sulfate into 500 ml distilled water. We can prepare failing solution B by dissolving 173 grams potassium sodium tetrate and 50 grams sodium hydroxide in 500 ml distilled water. In this step, we will prepare sugar standard. At first, we will prepare the sugar stock solution. Take weight of 5 grams previously dried sucrose. Transfer the sucrose into a 500 ml volumetric flask. Add 2.5 ml concentrated hydrochloric acid. Add 100 ml distilled water and swirl the flask to dissolve the sucrose completely. Let's stand the flask for 3 days at room temperature. After 3 days, dilute the solution to 500 ml with distilled water. Swirl the flask to mix the content and label it. The concentration of this stock sugar solution is 10 mg per ml. Now we will prepare working standard using the stock solution. Measure 62.5 ml stock solution and transfer into 250 ml volumetric flask. Add few drops of phenolphthalein indicator solution and neutralize with 20% sodium hydroxide. Use 1 normal hydrochloric acid to adjust the color with faint pink if deep pink color is formed accidentally. Add enough distilled water and make the final volume of 250 ml. Swirl the flask to mix the content and label it. The concentration of this working standard is 2.5 mg per ml. Preparation of sugar working standard is done. Take 5 grams homogenized portion of sample into a conical flask. Note the sample weight. Prepare hot water at 60 degrees Celsius in water bath. Add 150 ml water preheated to 60 degrees Celsius. Shake the flask for 30 minutes in a water bath maintained at 60 degrees Celsius. Let stand in water bath for another 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, cool the flask to room temperature. Transfer the content of the flask to the 250 ml volumetric flask and dilute to final volume of 250 ml. Filter the sample solution. Discard the first 25 ml filtrate. Complete the filtration and collect the filtrate. Pipette 50 ml filtrate into 100 ml volumetric flask. Add 2.5 ml concentrated hydrochloric acid and let stand for 24 hours. After 24 hours, add few drops of phenolphthalein indicator and neutralize with 20% sodium hydroxide solution. Add a few drops of 1 normal hydrochloric acid until the pink color disappears. Add enough distilled water and make the final volume of 100 ml. This is the final sample solution. In this step, we will carry out a blank titration using reagents only. Take 5 ml filling solution A into a clean conical flask. Now take 5 ml filling solution B into the flask. Add 30 ml distilled water and a magnet bar. Place the flask on preheated hot plate. Prepare a burette and fill it with sugar working standard solution. Note the initial burette reading of this blank titration. Initially, add approximately 17 ml working sugar standard from the burette at a time. During heating, the solution color will be changed slowly to bright orange. Boil the solution for 2 minutes. Now add 4 drops of 1% methylene blue. Turn on the magnetic stirrer. Blank titration should be completed within 3 minutes after stirring the addition of working standard. Let's start the titration by adding sugar working standard solution dropwise from the burette. continue addition of sugar working standard at intervals of 3 to 5 seconds. Continue titration until bright orange color appears. Stop titration when the bright orange color resumes, as the color was seen before the addition of methylene blue indicator. Note the final burette reading of this blank titration. Now we will carry out the sample titration. Take 5 ml failing solution A and 5 ml failing solution B into a conical flask. Now add 7 to 5 ml final sample solution if the expected sugar concentration of the original sample is between 50 to 80%. In other cases, 10 ml is needed to add for 30 to 49%, 17 ml for 11 to 29%, 25 ml if the concentration is below 10%, and 4 ml should be added if the expected sugar concentration of the original sample is more than 80%. In this experiment, we are adding 5 ml sample solution as the expected sugar concentration of our original sample is between 50 to 80%. Now add some distilled water to dilute the content to about 50 ml. Place a magnetic bar into the flask and place the flask on preheated hot plate. During heating, the solution color will be changed slowly to bright orange. Prepare a burette taking sugar working standard into it. Turn on the stirrer when boiling starts. Now add 4 drops of 1% methylene blue. Note the initial burette reading of the sample titration. While rapidly boiling, start titration by adding working standard from the burette. Titration should be carried out in a manner that add 7 drops at a time and take few seconds interval, and again add 7 drops at a time. In this way, complete the titration within 3 minutes. Stop titration when the bright orange appearance is observed. Note the final burette reading of the sample titration. We are in the last step. Volume of working standard used in blank titration B is 21.1 ml. Volume of working standard used in sample titration S is 8.7 ml. The concentration of our sugar working standard was 2.5 mg per ml. By converting it in gram per ml unit, we get the value of C is 0.0025. We used 5 gram sample in the test, that's why W is 5 gram. We used 5 ml final sample solution during the sample titration, that's why V is 5 ml. Let's put these values in the equation given in the left side of the board. By solving the equation, we get the total sugar concentration of our sample is 62%.